name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. We'll be live on the radio in about 10, 12 minutes. And, oh man, we have so much to cover with the Hunter Biden pardon. We've got, of course, everything going on with Kash Patel and everything. I mean, this is just, this is as good as it gets. I love how the Democrats, they're so pissed off about this pardon that Biden did of Hunter. And, you know, the reason that they're pissed off is pretty simple. The reason they're pissed off is they've lost the moral high ground on their law and order crap, right? So when Trump comes back to pardon the J6ers or whatever, it's hard to be the law and order party when your president is pardoning people on federal gun charges. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. Australia, Paul in Australia, welcome. We're just a couple months away from Trump. The English world will be free again. Setting up the camera for the other stream. You're not in or from Australia. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm not in or from Australia either, if you're interested. Hey, Florida, welcome. I am in Florida, though. I'm still getting set up here. After being off for a few days, a little rusty on setting up. Yeah, a listener sent me this hoodie last year. Actually, he sent me a bunch of them in different colors. And orange is my favorite color. I usually take these strings out of hoodies because I don't ever wear the hoodie. But this one I can't quite get out. Yeah, I'm not from Australia either. Yeah, I have a bunch of these hoodies in different colors, but this is my favorite by far. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe. About 10 minutes. Oh, I can't wait. This is just, this is a great day. A listener, I'm going to show that, a listener sent me a new hat. I'll show it when the show starts because I want to show it on the other stream too. Ronald in Orlando sent me a new hat, which is a nice hat. This is the second hat he sent me. Same thing on the front, but a different color, which is good. I'm building up a good hat collection of Trump hats. I wonder in the Trump Presidential Museum if they'll when he puts together a museum, well, they have a whole section of just the different MAGA hats. The blue Trump hoodie is an official Trump product. That's a Donald Trump from the Mar-a-Lago shop. And you can tell the material in the blue Trump hoodie is the most high quality material I've ever had in a hoodie. It's amazing. But, you know, it's Trump. Everything's the best with President Trump, right? No, this pardon is like a blanket pardon, okay? And this is AP. The sweeping pardon covers not only Hunter Biden's conviction in 2 cases in Delaware and California, but also any other offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period of from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. So now it covers all kinds of, hey, what's going on? All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a constitutional pardon legal expert, but it'll hold. Welcome everyone. If you all subscribed, we'll be live in about 5 minutes. Are you hearing something? Or was it just me? I could hear something, like some music. It's like da 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 da. It's not here. It's not in here. Now I don't hear it. Did you turn the volume up on your board, maybe?
A little bit, but I didn't think it was that loud. I mean,
Maybe that's what it was. Well, Biden's pardon covers anything. So, yeah, there it is again. Is that you? I'm putting the phone number in the chat if you want to call in. You can call on the air and share your thoughts. Okay, it's the top of the hour. We still have the Barry Siegel for this defense tomorrow. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're new, my name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I am going to lead with the pardon of Hunter Biden. And we'll talk about that. This is just a beautiful thing. I mean, if we were trying to make things go better for Trump, it'd be hard for us to do it, right? I mean, things are just everything's perfect. Everything's coming together. Trump's winning. We're winning. The Democrats are losing. They're blaming George Clooney for all their troubles. Oh, this is awesome. This is just one of the most amazing times ever. And of course, if you are welcome to call in, I pinned the number at the top of the live chat, 888-465-2631. We'll be live on the air in just a couple of minutes. Okay. Here we go. This is great. This is as exciting as it gets. All right, here we go.
FLA 3782. 855 FLA 3782.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
It sure is. Welcome back, everyone. It is the Monday after Thanksgiving. My name is Brian Craig. It is the 2nd of December, 2024. This, of course, is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47, and just in a couple of weeks, 48 years on the radio. We're 2 years away from the big 5-0. Oh, my goodness. Well, we've got so much to cover, man. I tell you, usually during holiday times, in particular Thanksgiving, there's no news. Thanksgiving, out of all of the American holidays that involve days off, Thanksgiving is probably the biggest because everybody in the United States does Thanksgiving, no matter what. Everybody does Thanksgiving. It's a big, big, big day, Thanksgiving. And the news is usually so slow over Thanksgiving. Well, that was before Trump came down the escalator. And since Trump came down the escalator, nothing has been the same. There are no such things as slow news days anymore. And since we last spoke, so much has happened. And I'm going to go through as much of it as I can get to on today's program. But I want to start with Joe Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden. And let's be 100% honest about this. Okay, on the left. Who can't? Okay, don't believe any of this nonsense the left are telling you. They're all liars. Oh, this is about a father's love for his son. Of course he did. It's his kid. Joe Biden does not love his son Hunter. Okay? If he loved Hunter, he wouldn't set him up in a life of crime that resulted in him needing these pardons. Joe Biden did not, I almost said Joe Pardon. Joe Biden technically pardoned Hunter Biden, but he really pardoned himself. And this is a very strange pardon because everybody's talking about the gun charges and the tax charges, and those are two things that he was facing sentencing on. And of course, he's pardoned from that, but he is pardoned from everything. Okay, and this is in the Associated Press. Listen to this. This is the AP this morning. The sweeping pardon covers not only Hunter Biden's convictions in 2 cases in Delaware and California, but also any other offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. So he's getting a blanket pardon for anything he's done, even if no one knows about it yet. No matter what the federal crime is, he's pardoned, even if we don't know about it. Which is so vague. I mean, if he ripped the tag off of a mattress, which they used to say is a federal crime, I don't know if it really is, he's pardoned. If he sex trafficked prostitutes internationally or across the United States, which we know he's done, he's pardoned from that. No matter what he has done, if it's a federal crime, and not just things he's been charged with or convicted of or investigated for, He is pardoned for anything he's done federally that we don't even know about. Things that he may not even remember because he was so high when he did them. Think about that. Now, presidents do very controversial pardons from time to time, but like the Mark Rich one with Bill Clinton. And those pardons, I don't remember people being pardoned for crimes that no one knew about or knows about. They were always very specific crimes people have been pardoned for, in my recollection. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you that it's not legal. It's legal. It's legal. It's done. But it's bizarre. So, it's very bizarre. So, Biden really, well, legally and technically, he pardoned Hunter Biden. What Joe Biden really was doing was pardoning himself. Hunter is the bag man, the money man for Joe Biden and all of his criminal enterprises that he's been running these years. I guess anything Hunter may have done before 2014, they figure the statute of limitations has expired on those. I don't know what the federal statute of limitations are on things. Do you know, let me tell you, if he committed murder, and we don't know about it, Hunter Biden, and it's a federal thing, he's pardoned. If he kidnapped Ukrainian hookers and murdered them and transported them across state lines, international lines, and has them buried in a field in Delaware in barrels, he's pardoned. It's a pretty blanket pardon. Never heard of anything like this before. But he's also pardoned from all of his pay-for-play, money bag business he was doing for Joe. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to pretend to be one. I'm not going to read an article online or a Wikipedia entry and then come on and act like I'm an expert on such things, because I'm not, and that'd be stupid. I know a lot of people do that. But my understanding is, and this could be completely wrong, you let me know if I'm right or wrong about this, but my understanding is that if, a pardon is like having immunity. If you cannot be prosecuted, you cannot take the Fifth Amendment, because you can't incriminate yourself. If you can't be if there's no way for you to be prosecuted, you can't incriminate yourself. So what that means is, if there are federal investigations into Biden's crimes, not only would Hunter have to testify, he would have to testify truthfully, because he couldn't take the Fifth. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm not a lawyer. I mean, I've seen a lot of TV shows and movies, and I've seen things like that happen in the movies, but you know how that goes. In fact, that's what happened at the end of The Shield with Mackie at the end of The Shield. But the real pardon is Biden pardoning himself to cover up of all of his crimes that he's been doing, and he's been doing a lot of them. Now, of course, President Trump is already talking about pardoning the January 6th hostages. And it's going to make that pardon a lot easier. You can see how the Democrats are very upset with Joe Biden. And they're upset, not that they wanted to see Hunter go to jail. They know that they've lost the moral high ground when Trump starts doing pardons. Hunter has just been pardoned for federal gun charges that are pretty serious. He illegally bought a gun, lied on federal forms, and then possessed the gun. Any of us would be in prison for such a thing. And he's been convicted of it, and everybody knows. I mean, he's even admitted it, Hunter Biden. So it's going to be a lot easier for these lawfare cases to be handled properly against President Trump, by the way. But also, it's going to be easier for Trump to pardon people that have done a lot less, like people that went on a tour of the Capitol on January 6th 4 years ago. So we'll take our first break of the week. We are back live from Thanksgiving. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. Your thoughts on this? There's so much has happened. I'm going to cover as much as I can here on the program today because so much has happened since we last spoke. Kash Patel, everything. We're going to get to everything on the program today. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian. We'll be right back. Oh, this is great. This is spectacular.
Good. To your mother.
Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Things could not be going better.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year.
Yeah, Ronald in Orlando sent me this super cool hat. Just got this in the mail. He sent it in a nice box. It was wrapped up. Ronald in Atlanta. I like this hat a lot. This is a nice one. Don't you love it? Thank you, Ron in Orlando.
Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, we are back. I'm Brian. We're back from Thanksgiving. What an exciting Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for. Oh, man. Don't we? So much has happened. Now, I want to talk about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's. You know, you'll hear a theme starting today because we're in Christmas season. You know, this free doorbell camera offer, this is something great for you to give as a gift to someone in your family. The doorbell camera. Listen to this. Sloman's is going to give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. This is an incredible Christmas gift, I'm here to tell you. Well, it could be for yourself or your spouse, but it could be for your kids, even adult kids, mom, dad, whoever. It's a great gift. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, a lifetime warranty, a backup battery, and you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call no matter where you're at, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. Get your free doorbell camera from Sloman's with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Great Christmas gift, people. All right, so we're back. So the Hunter Biden pardon, that's spectacular. And then we get on Saturday, this was beautiful. It's now official. President Trump is making Kash Patel the director of the FBI. Now, this is huge for many, many reasons. One, that means the current director is going to get fired. He's going to fire his second FBI director. Has a president other than Trump fired an FBI director? He will have fired two of them unless Ray resigns before it happens. And now this is something I did not know until Trump fired Comey, but FBI directors, when they're appointed to be director of the FBI, they have a 10-year term, which I didn't know. I guess that's something Hoover put in. Hoover probably wanted a lifetime term, like a Supreme Court justice or something, but they couldn't do it, but a 10-year term. So it's a big deal. So Trump's going to fire his second FBI director, and Kash Patel is going to be the director of the FBI, and this is a beautiful thing. The FBI, for pretty much 10 years now, going on 10 years, have done nothing but attempt to destroy the life of Donald Trump. It started with them spying on him at Trump Tower. Remember, that was Peter Strzok, who got that FISA warrant on Trump Tower. And it hasn't stopped. They've broken into his house. They've done, everything they've done. And Kash Patel is now going to be the FBI director, who is very loyal to not just President Trump, but to America. And the media over the weekend, they usually take the weekend off, but they brought in some of their main people over the weekend because so much news was coming out of Mar-a-Lago. They keep talking about revenge, Trump getting revenge, and he's appointing people that are loyalist. Well, first off, this thing about Trump appointing people who are loyal to him, isn't that what presidents are supposed to do? These Trump derangement syndrome sufferers are so twisted, they don't even hear themselves. And what they're saying is that they're not saying it directly, but they're saying it, under their breath. The left are upset that they haven't been able to infiltrate the Trump cabinet with spies like they did in the first term. Whoever the president is, whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or anyone, presidents are elected the chief executive of the executive branch of government. And they appoint and hire all these people that run the different branches and agencies and such. And when they hire someone or appoint someone, whatever you want to call it, for these positions, they're hiring someone or appointing someone to run that, whatever they've been appointed to run, as if they were running it, like they would run it. So all presidents appoint people that are loyal to them. I know they want to infiltrate with some disloyal people that are messing around and appointing special counsels and leaking out information. But loyalist to the president is what you want with every president. I've never heard such logic that I'm hearing now, that he's supposed to appoint people to work in his cabinet that hate him and will undermine and work against him. Doesn't even make sense. But if you're a Trump derangement syndrome sufferer, that makes perfect sense. So Kash Patel, who will work under Pam Bondi as the Attorney General, Kash Patel has been very vocal about this lawfare waged against President Trump on the FBI. He was one of the first people who came out and spoke about the FBI illegally spying on Trump Tower. When Trump came out of Trump Tower during the first campaign and said, they're spying on me, Obama's spying on me, That means his security found the whatever they were using. And the media laughed at Trump. I remember watching CNN, they were laughing at him when he said that. And we found out it was true. And Kash Patel was all over that then, publicly, in the media. And what Kash Patel has talked about doing was firing the entire upper level of the FBI and the lower level agents at the Washington Bureau to disperse them across field offices wherever they have field offices and get them in the business of prosecuting criminals, investigating crimes, and not being a political weapon. And this is going to be something that is out of every pick President Trump has made, the one that has freaked them out the most is Kash Patel. He's going to do it. Going to do it. You know, last year, Congress passed a bill to give the FBI a new building. And I remember they said the building's going to be bigger than the Pentagon. Why do they need such a big building? Bigger than the Pentagon in D.C. That's over. And what Kash Patel is going to be going up against with this is insane. When he goes in there to fire these people and send these agents around, they're going to do everything they can do to undermine him. That's how the bureaucracy works, the permanent Washington class. Now, FBI directors, like cabinet members, have confirmation hearings, but I'm sure he can make him acting director during a recess appointment to the FBI. And, you know, on my podcast last night, my wife and I were talking about this on my podcast, which you should listen to, the Brian Craig Show podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And my wife made a very good point. She said, you know, the Democrats may not want a confirmation hearing with Kash Patel. That's what my wife said, and I think this makes a lot of sense. Let me know what you guys think. But my wife said that the Democrats, the deep state, the permanent Washington class, and the political establishment may not want a confirmation hearing with Kash Patel. They may want to avoid that and have Trump appoint him during recess because he knows too much. In fact, he knows everything. And do you really think that the deep state and the Democrats want Kash Patel on a live, nationally broadcast Senate confirmation hearing with him having an open mic to expose everything that Peter Strzok, Obama, Chris Wray, and Comey have done, including the break-in of Mar-a-Lago and what they did in there? No, they don't want that hearing. They're terrified of that hearing. So we may not get a confirmation hearing with Kash Patel. That may be bypassed. You know, they don't have to have confirmation hearings on television. The televised confirmation hearings are just free TV time for the senators. They could vote in secret and confirm him. They don't have to have it. I don't think they want Kash Patel on TV talking about everything he knows, because he knows everything. Everything. And he's not going to hold back. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. We've only just begun. So much happened over this Thanksgiving weekend in MAGA world. Our number 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Exciting stuff. Now, guys, incredible specials going on right now at MyPillow.com. And some of these specials are some of the lowest prices I have ever seen. Look at this. The MyPillow 2.0 that has the temperature regulating technology, just $7.49 with my promo code Kane. That is the lowest price. I have these pillows. You know, the MyPillow 2.0 has the temperature regulating technology in it. It keeps your head and neck the perfect temperature all night long. You'll never turn the pillow over again looking for the cool side. And during the winter and the summertime, no matter what the weather is, the MyPillow 2.0 with its temperature regulating technology and the material keeps your head and neck the perfect temperature. Makes a great Christmas gift. But so many great deals. The Cyber Monday, Black Friday specials are still in place. Let me see if I can go back to it. Of course, the Christmas extravaganza is there. You could use my promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout on all the specials at mypillow.com. And of course, remember, oh, please, all right. You could use my promo code on everything, not just the ones I talk about. Look at these deals on the robes. The dish towel sets are new. Huge deals on the mattresses, the mattress toppers, the pet beds, the pajamas, the pillowcases. There's, specials site-wide. The towels, those make great Christmas gifts. And, of course, free shipping on orders over $75, all with my promo code KANE at checkout. My Pillow mattresses save up to 50% off and another $100 off of that. That's amazing. My wife and I just got a My Pillow mattress a couple of months ago. It's spectacular. We love it. Just huge deals. And of course, every time you purchase something at mypillow.com, you are supporting all of the content I bring you. So go to mypillow.com, use my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and do your Christmas shopping, people. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back shortly.
Pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. No matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help, this open enrollment.
We'll be back right after this, guys.
954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Cronin, celebrating 47 years.
All righty, we're back. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I want to add, I heard Steve's recorded commercial for Lighthouse Medical talking about how they rid him of his neuropathy, which was so bad. Steve was homebound and bedridden. His neuropathy symptoms were so bad. And we had one of our cruises coming up. This was like 3 cruises ago. And he got that treatment, and it's been 2.5 years since he had that neuropathy treatment from Lighthouse Medical, and his neuropathy symptoms have not returned. So Lighthouse Medical's treatment for neuropathy not only works, it lasts. Isn't that amazing? Over 2.5 years now. That just blew my mind. Yeah, I know. Give them a call. Say bye-bye to your neuropathy. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642, and online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, so if you're on hold, hang in there. So then I'm kind of going in reverse. We started with the Hunter pardon. Then we're talking about the great Kash Patel as the FBI director, who's going to dismantle the FBI as we know it. And then Wednesday and Friday were just huge days. So at the beginning of last week, a week ago, President Trump said, if Mexico and Canada don't get their act together on the border, I'm going to impose an immediate 25% tariff on all the products from both countries. Immediately, the Presidente of Mexico stopped the caravans marching towards America, and she's doing it right now. Then Friday, I couldn't believe when this popped up on my Twitter, on my X. Trudeau flew to Palm Beach Airport. I saw his motorcade leaving. They showed it. I saw a video. It was Trudeau's motorcade, and I saw Trump Force One behind him. And I'm like, what? On Friday, the Prime Minister of Canada, Trudeau, flew to Mar-a-Lago and surrendered Canada to the United States. Well, to Trump. I mean, this is amazing. And we're learning a lot about Canada here and their role in Invasion USA. 80% of illegals on the terror watch list stopped at the border have come in from Canada, our northern border. So Canada and Mexico have both surrendered to Donald Trump in just a couple of days apart from one another. How, and Trudeau, can you imagine how humiliating that is? Surrendering your country like Trudeau did on Friday? And Trump is only the president-elect, and he's done these things with just a couple of phone calls and a post on True Social. It's amazing. Just the president-elect, and he's doing this. President Trump is not just the president of the United States of America. He's the president of North America, all of it. North America is the United States, Canada, and Mexico, in that order. He's president of all of North America now. He's, as president-elect, he's already running the United States, never happened before. But he's also ruling over Canada and Mexico, which he's made client states of the United States. This is beautiful. When have you seen a president-elect get so much done? I've never seen it. All right, let's take some calls. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Just a best Thanksgiving I've ever had. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Hey, Richie.
Your question just now, when have you ever seen any president get anything done? None of them.
No, a president-elect. A president-elect. Never.
President, they're all corrupted, and this president, Washington is in a turmoil right now. Let me tell you something. You mentioned a lot of things, and this has to do with everything. Lance Priebus, who was on Stephanopoulos last week, was arguing with the whole panel. They were screaming because they said there's not going to be any FBI checks on any of these cabinet picks. And President Trump has verified it now. Priebus said, no, there's going to be, you give time. He refuses to put any of his cabinet in front of the FBI for a background check because they say the FBI is corrupted and they'll find all sorts of phony garbage on them.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a war because there's some Republicans. The war's not going to be with the Democrats. There are Republican senators that said they're not, until they see a background check, they're not going to, the whole cabinet.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They're not going to, a lot of them have secret clearances and everything else. This is all.
See. Then I'm of the opinion, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'll leave it up to you guys. But I believe the FBI has been running the country for the last 60, 70 years. They're the secret government that's been running the country. and they've been deposed. And so far as any senator who says that's a Republican that's going to not vote to confirm these people, that means that they've either been bribed or they got blackmail material on them. But we'll do recess appointments. So what?
No, the ones that say they're not going to vote for them, they're corrupted.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm convinced that all these politicians that we put in Washington, I mean, on the Republican side, on the Democrat, all the Democrats, they cover themselves because they're all going to say no matter what the hell happens. The only one they'll say good to is Marco Rubio. The rest of them, they're going to say no. Tulsi, they're going to try to spin crap on her.
It doesn't matter. He'll do recess appointments, and some of these people like Tom Homan don't need to go through that process. And I'm going to talk about him after the break. But don't worry. This is why the Senate leadership came out this way, because these are going to be recess appointments. And if Kash Patel has to be the acting director of the FBI because of that, so be it. He'll still do what's got to be done.
There's going to be so much dirt dug up on, and I think that we're going to be shocked.
I believe that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are going to release everything, and I hope they release the video of Mar-a-Lago after the FBI tossed it. I think the people should know how they disrespected the president and first lady and Barron.
Yeah, there's a lot of junk that's happening here. This has been. They pulled the wool over our eyes for all these years, and it's come. They're panicked. They are so panicked up there, and all you see on the opposition networks is Trump is terrible. Trump is terrible. His cabinet is awful. They're all awful. They're not qualified. I mean,
the fact that they're all qualified, and the chickens are coming home to roost. That's it.
My turkey on Thanksgiving was like filet mignon. You know, I mean.
Oh yeah.
You just can't make this. You're right. You can't make this up. I have never seen a party so. And the media, they're worried they're going to go to jail too. They're all.
And by the way, we got to be very careful. We'll get to all. We got so much to get to today. I want to go slow with this. Don't let anyone tell you that what Trump and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and them are doing will be lawfare. Lawfare is an illegal act when you try to frame up an innocent person by planting evidence and doing other things because you can't beat them in the election. What they'll be doing with these lawfare people is not lawfare. It's not revenge. It's justice. I mean, if you've got bad cops that are framing people, you arrest them.
You know what the biggest thing of You know what the biggest thing of all is? January 6th, man. Because I'm telling you right now, they're going to find out that this was a setup by the United States government.
And I know a lot of people are talking about. You're right. A lot of people are talking about they're shredding documents. Everything is done electronically now. It's not so easy to get rid of the records of these things. And I know people say, well, Hillary had a server and a couple of cell phones at her house. These federal government servers, there's servers all over the place with copies. This is not the Iran-Contra days when you could just shred everything.
You were way ahead of your time. You know that, don't you? It was 4 years ago, January 6th. It was probably January 1st through the 6th. That you were telling everybody, all MAGAs, don't go to Washington. They're going to set us up. Don't go to Washington. They're going to set us up. We were set up, and you saw it 4 years.
And by the way, I wouldn't go this time. People have been asking me to go. Do not go to the inauguration in Washington. Don't do it. I wouldn't go. Do not go. Do not go.
The FBI to have people there on January 6th. That was pre-planned. They couldn't just send them out there that day. This was a pre-planned deal, and we are going to find all this out. And I believe Kash knows this already. Kash
Patel's going to release everything. And let me tell you, this Kash Patel pick, and Pam Bondi, by the way, these are the biggest picks that President Trump has made, and these are the two that have them terrified. I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call, Richie. Now, I want to tell you, it's holiday season. It's cold, man. It was 55 degrees when I drove in this morning, which is the dead of winter. in South Florida. 55 degrees. Oh my goodness, that's cold, man. I'm wearing socks. It's crazy. And I remember before I met Dr. Appleton, and he rid me of pain with his laser wave pain treatment. On cold mornings like this is when my knee was really hurting, man. Really hurting, but no more because he rid me of pain with his laser wave pain treatment. You know, Dr. Appleton's laser wave pain treatment works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. Arthritis, bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar pain, muscular contraction, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, herniated disc. The list goes on. Plantar fasciitis. What Dr. Appleton does, and he's brilliant. I don't know how he does this. He's got a lot of experience. But when I've gone in for both of my shoulders, my knee, my I didn't know I had arthritis. He found out, he examined me, told me I had arthritis. Pain from that's gone. He's able to determine where the pain is originating from. And he treats that spot with the laser treatment. And he repairs the damage that is causing you the pain. You know, my arthritis that he rid me of, that was so painful. I was almost in tears. And I remember one of my grandparents had arthritis, and they were always talking about their arthritis, and I felt bad that I wasn't sympathetic enough to them when I was a kid about their arthritis. I'm not saying that I was mean or anything, but I thought arthritis was just like a headache or something. Arthritis is god-awful. God-awful. And that was a bad, bad pain. I'm telling it's gone. Thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. Give him a call. Now, remember, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. Now, I know a lot of you travel in from out of town to see Dr. Appleton. If you're coming from out of town, I'd recommend you call ahead and make an appointment. You can make appointments. You don't need an appointment, but that doesn't mean you can't make them. But if you're coming in from out of town or out of state, make an appointment, all right? 954-973. You don't have to. You can fly in from out of town and go in without an appointment. But if I'm flying from New York or Pennsylvania or something, I'd make an appointment, right? You can go right from the airport to Dr. Appleton. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Go see Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. We'll be right back.
The cold. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call me in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now, the Steve Kane Show.
All righty. We are back. I'm Brian. Calls on hold, stand by. Our number toll free, 1-888-465-2631. Yeah, this was a great Thanksgiving. You know, I got to tell you, this is one of the best. You know what we did for Thanksgiving? We did, my wife and I, we had Cracker Barrel. And my wife wasn't feeling well, so we couldn't go out. So we did. I did takeout from Cracker Barrel, and I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. That was like such a great Thanksgiving meal, and I got an extra pumpkin pie, which is like my favorite. I love pumpkin pie; it's my favorite. And my wife doesn't like pumpkin pie, and the pumpkin pies at Cracker Barrel. I ate the whole pumpkin pie. I finished it off yesterday morning. I had it for like breakfast yesterday, the last bit of the pie. But oh my goodness. But everything tasted better with all this great stuff that President Trump has been doing over the Thanksgiving weekend. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, you know, on the pardons, you know, Hunter's pardon, I think there's going to come a lot out, and they usually don't let people know. Didn't Obama do it last minute? Some real sketchy people.
They usually do, but the thing with the Hunter Biden pardon, it's not just that he's the first president to pardon his son. It's a generic pardon. anything that he's done, even if it's something we don't know about, since 2014, he's pardoned. So if he brought in, he can do it, yeah.
He can't be a blanket pardon for anything for all crimes.
Yes, federal crimes, yeah. Like as an example, if he flew in a bunch of Ukrainian hookers, killed them, and has them buried in the desert somewhere, and they find them, they can't prosecute him.
That's scary to think that would be allowed.
Well, you know what I wonder? What I wonder is, what the hell has Hunter done? You know, usually the pardons are very specific. You know, because so what has Hunter done that we don't know about, that he gave him this generic blanket pardon for? He must have done some really bad stuff.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the money laundering that would tie the whole Biden family and deep state into ripping off American money.
Well, transporting prostitutes across state lines is sex trafficking. That's one of the things P. Diddy's in trouble for, and Hunter was doing that.
And all of that and the drugs and everything is all about money.
It's all crimes about money.
For the politicians.
And I know a lot of people are going to say you can't pardon like that. You can. It's done. It happened. It's never been done before, or not many times, or it's controversial, no doubt about it. But he's which means he can't testify against his they can't use any of the evidence of all the money crimes he was doing for his dad. But he must have done some really serious, scary stuff to be so vague about it.
But on top of that, it would implicate other countries' high-powered government officials too. I believe that's what, does that make sense? That it would bring down a lot of people around the world.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's insane. There was one incident with him where I can't remember there's been so much scandal with Biden. This one just popped in my mind. There was a classified leak out of Biden's office of classified information. And Hunter was the suspect in that he was taking classified information from his dad's office out of the government buildings. And I don't know what he was doing it with, who he was giving it to or sell. I don't know. But he was taking classified information from his dad's office. Think about when he was vice president, it was out of Joe's vice presidential office at the Senate building. He was taking classified documents out. He's pardoned from that too. He could have given somebody the plans to build an A-bomb, for all I know, to Iran. He's pardoned.
But my question to that is, if he can do that to anyone and everyone, why wouldn't he do it to all the traitors behind the spine and lion of Trump, since that was under Obama and Clinton, and say you can't prosecute him for that? I didn't think they could do that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people think that, but he did it. And so I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what the law says, but he did it. It's done. Whether or not it's done, and it's not gonna get reversed. And so far as why doesn't he pardon these other people? Hunter's pardon really is for Joe, to cover up Joe's crime.
I believe that too, Brian. But with Kash and Pam Bondi, I believe that there's already been cabinet appointments by Trump that have been threatened, and I really think that Kash and her will need some kind of
oh yeah, absolutely.
And their families.
Wednesday, when I got off, no, they're done. They're done. What do you think, they're going to stay in office? No, they're not going to stay in office. I don't know why you guys always have these fantasies of violence. There's going to be no violence.
I hope that, but we can't not expect that there's going to be some kind of way. If they're not going to go down without a fight, I can't see that.
It's over. Trump is already running the country.
I because you know why? But Putin Zelensky, Mexico, Canada, everybody's already knowing what's coming January 20th, and they're falling in line.
That's right. Hey, Jeff, I got to run, but good call. I appreciate the call. You know, Wednesday, when I got off the air, I was going to make a YouTube video. I went over to Mar-a-Lago. Well, first I went to the airport to see Trump Force One, and I really couldn't see Trump Force One, and I couldn't see Trump Force One because the security was so tight. All I could see was the tail, and there was more security around Trump Force One than there was around Air Force One when Trump had Air Force One parked there in his first term. And I thought, okay, so I didn't make the video. And I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna go over to Mar-a-Lago. And I at the time, this was Wednesday morning, I did not know about these threats. When I got off the air, the story didn't break until I got off the air. And when I got off the air, I was on the phone. My phone was ringing off the hook Wednesday, and I'm driving all over the place and talking to people on the phone. And I go over to Mar-a-Lago. The security around Mar-a-Lago, without, I couldn't get to Mar-a-Lago, okay? The security around Mar-a-Lago, and this is not an exaggeration at all, was at 10 times what the security was when he was in his first term as president. I've never seen anything like this. Checkpoints and all this stuff. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. But people that are around there, you know what I'm talking. I've never seen anything like it. And I stopped off at the 7-Eleven over there by Mar-a-Lago, where Barron goes for his big gulps, I would imagine. And I was getting gas, and I called, and I was talking to my wife, and she had told me what happened. I was like, oh, well, now it makes sense. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was insane. But I'll tell you this. Well, it's a good thing. It wasn't good for my video because I couldn't make a video, but yeah, I'll live. But I'm glad that he's being protected so much. But, well, I'll get into this after the top of the hour break because there's something I want to ask you guys, but I don't want to get into it now because I don't have enough time. But I do want to talk about the Angel water filtration system. And, you know, I was talking about this earlier with the Sloman's doorbell camera offer. The Angel water filtration system is an incredible Christmas gift. Your spouse at your own home and your kids, your family will love it. It could be a gift for the whole family, for the house. But it also, the Angel water filtration system, which I've had for a couple of months now, I love it. I've been drinking more water than I've ever drank in my life. I don't have to buy bottled water ever again. In fact, the water that comes out of my faucet is better than any of the bottled water you could buy anywhere. But it makes a great gift, too, for people that don't live in your house, right? Your parents, your kids, and their house. It makes a great Christmas gift. You know, the Angel water filtration system gets out all of these terrible poisons and toxins and chemicals that I cannot even believe are in our drinking water, but they are. It removes chemicals, including those forever chemicals that the EPA warned us about. It gets out things that other filtration systems do not. And what blew my mind about this, because I was not expecting this, okay? I thought that, okay, this will be cool. And I thought that my kitchen sink would have this thing and the water coming out of my kitchen sink would be, it's all the water in the house. The Angel water filtration system filters all the water before it enters my home. So it's not just my kitchen sink, it's every sink in the house, including the bathroom sinks, including the showers, the bathtubs, the toilets, including the water in all of my appliances that use water, which means the water that comes out of my refrigerator, the ice in the ice maker in my refrigerator is all ice and water from the Angel water filtration system. My dishwasher is washing my dishes with water filtered through the Angel water filtration system. Same goes for the clothes. Now this was wild. I mean, my clothes, and I keep clothes until they're worn out. I'm just not into clothes. And some of my clothes that are old, man, I'm talking old, they're like brand new. because everything I'm washing is being washed with water from the Angel Water water filtration system. Not only that, even my garden hoses. And I've washed my car, and I noticed when I wash my car, it doesn't have all those streaks and stuff on it that it used to have, because the water, even in the garden hoses, is filtered with the water from the Angel Water water purification. And also, I've talked about this so much because it really is a testament to how great this water is in your home. You take a shower, you take a bath, your skin feels as if it's been moisturized, and your hair feels as if it's been conditioned. It's amazing. I'm going to give you Angel Water's number. They're going to send Rocky out. He's a good MAGA guy. He will test your water at no charge. Okay? Find out what's in your water. I did, and I was shocked. Oh, by the way, they have an incredible offer. Angel Water is going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system, which I have, with the purchase of your whole house refiner, which I also have. So give them a call. Rocky will come out and test your water like he did mine. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. Oh man, this is the first Monday after Thanksgiving. Lots of exciting stuff going on. The best Thanksgiving ever, really, that I can remember. We'll take our break for the top of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
WS. On 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday.
Now, guys, I want to talk to you about Java Green Trees. They're sponsoring the program today, and they've sponsored the program in the past. They are amazing. There's a link in the description of the video, or you can just go to the website, javaGreenTrees.com, and look at this. You can get all these great trees, avocado. Yeah, I have these avocado, orange trees, other citrus trees, mango, guava, sugar apple trees, all these other different types of trees, and I'll show you how they look at that. Just beautiful. Seedless navel oranges, Valencia. Oh, the Tangelos are spectacular. The Myers lemon, that's what I have. The lemon tree I have is the Myers lemon. Oh, tangerines. And you can see how they come 2 to 4 feet tall, and just incredible citrus trees. But they have everything you're looking for. Avocado, mango, everything. I have avocado and mango trees. And they have all the different types. And they come 2 to 4 feet tall. They're shipped directly to you. JavaGreenTrees.com. And, of course, if you could go to their website, support them, buy some trees, you're supporting me because they're supporting us. And they're good people and a good company. And it's really cool having your own fruit right at your house like I do. We planted all these fruit trees earlier this year, and I love it. We got mango, avocado, lemon, and orange. And I love them. I just love it. So it's JavaGreenTrees.com. JavaGreenTrees.com. There's a link in the description of the video, or just go to the website, JavaGreenTrees.com. All right, I appreciate it. And they have some specials when you buy more than one, which you'll see when you go to your checkout. Oh, this is just awesome, guys. Just awesome. It does not get better than this. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. If you're on hold, hang in there.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All righty, welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Callers on hold, stand by. Okay, we've covered a lot, from the Hunter pardon to Kash Patel, Trudeau surrendering Canada to Trump on Friday. I mean, there's just so much has happened. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of stuff that's happened, but I wanted to ask you guys a question, and I'd like to hear your thoughts at 1-888-465-2631 about this. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening to us. And here's my question to you. Should President Trump run the government out of Mar-a-Lago and not Washington, not the White House? I think he should run it out of Mar-a-Lago for a number of reasons. And I'll go through some of them, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. And it's not just safety. That's obviously one of them with what I saw on Wednesday. You know, I still could have made a YouTube video, but I didn't think it was appropriate for me to show what they're doing over there, and I'm not going to do that. But there's never been a man as protected as Trump and his team over there. But there's a lot of reasons I think he should run the government from here. One, I don't think he can trust the staff at the White House. You know, at the very least, and I'm talking about the cooks, the chefs, the butlers, the maids, the cleaning ladies, and all that stuff, the janitors at the White House. At the least, they are part of the bureaucracy, lifetime appointments that are there from president to president. But you don't think that the deep state infiltrates, spies in the staff of the White House? And I'm talking about like the servants at the White House, who could be sources of leaks. His staff here he can trust. I mean, that's one reason, but there's some other reasons too. And I was really thinking about this when Trudeau flew in to kiss Trump's ring and butt on Friday and surrender Canada to Trump. When he's in the White House, I don't think it has the same impression on people as them coming to Mar-a-Lago. And what I mean by that is a couple of things. First, the White House, for a lot of these people, is they can literally walk there. As an example with Trudeau, if Trump was at the White House right now and not Mar-a-Lago, he's president-elect, not president, but if he was at the White House or the Blair House, or which is the guest house of the White House, or somewhere, Trudeau would have flown to D.C., stayed at the Canadian embassy, and then took a short stroll over to wherever Trump was at and had a meeting. For him to have to get on a plane and fly all the way to Florida, land at Palm Beach International Airport next to Trump Force One, and then go to his house, it's home field advantage for Trump going to his house. He has home field advantage. And I think when people see the majesty of Mar-a-Lago, I think it's more impressive that, you know, that this is his actual place that he bought with his own money and owns. And it also, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Running the country from Mar-a-Lago, and a lot of MAGA people have talked about this. This is not just me. A lot of MAGA people are talking about this. And I haven't heard a single MAGA person who doesn't say that he should run the country from Mar-a-Lago for all these reasons and more. You know, but another reason is it sends a message to Washington that they are irrelevant. This is not their country. And for all these Washington people to have to come to him, and by the way, running the country from Mar-a-Lago, that would mean Carolyn Leavitt would, as the White House press spokesperson would be doing her press briefings here. So this means that the entire White House press corps would have to be here. Out of their home. They're too at home in that press briefing room. You know, the press briefing room at the White House is under the authority of the press corps, not the president. Did you know that? Yeah. And they're not afraid to tell you that. In fact, they like to think that they decide who gets what seat. They do. So get them out of their house and get them down here in a very tiny room without air conditioning, by the way, and have the press conferences not at noon, but around 2 in the afternoon during the summer. That's the hottest time of day in Florida, 2 in the afternoon. I think it's spectacular. I think that's a spectacular idea. In fact, I would love it if President Trump had the inauguration at Mar-a-Lago and didn't have it in Washington. So let's hear your thoughts on all of that. I mean, that would be beautiful. Now, maybe it's a little selfish of me because if he's running the country from right down the street from where I live and work, that's, you know, that's kind of cool. You know? And especially since I'm going to try to get a press pass to go to one of those White House press conferences. But I think for all the reasons I named, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch more, that him running the government out of Mar-a-Lago would be such a great statement and just such a great idea. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Do you think that President Trump should run the country from Mar-a-Lago or the White House? I say Mar-a-Lago. 1-888-465-2631. But, you know, doesn't mean I'm right. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
I certainly agree. I would like to see him do it, but unfortunately, I think there's too many politicians in Washington. He probably has to be for convenience.
What do you mean? Everything's done by Zoom and phone calls and video calls and everything now? Nah. Don't need any of that.
Certainly, his inauguration is going to have to be in Washington because there's going to be millions of people showing up, I think.
Well, Lyndon Johnson got sworn in an airplane in Dallas. You don't have to. You don't have to have you don't have to be sworn in front of the White. You could be sworn in anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm sure President Trump is going to love to have that big, spectacular inauguration with millions of people.
Yeah, but you know what? If he got inaugurated at Mar-a-Lago, it would become a national historical site, forever to be preserved.
Yeah, but where do people get a fit? I mean,
well, there won't be as many people. We'll watch on TV. We'll go and we'll be outside cheering over the wall, and watch it on our phones. But I think it would be spectacular. Ronald Reagan's second inauguration didn't happen as planned. There was a blizzard in Washington. He didn't get sworn in front of the Capitol. Couldn't do it because of weather.
Yeah, well, we certainly have better weather, that's for sure. But yeah, I would love it.
Do you know that President Reagan? His second. You know where his second inauguration was? Here in Florida. He got sworn in. They had a whole inauguration ceremony. I'm not kidding about this. At Disney World, President Reagan. There was a blizzard. I was in 8th grade, and I remember all of this because one of my teachers showed us the inauguration. It was inside. They couldn't even have the parade, and so he came to Florida, and he had the inauguration at Epcot Center in front of the American Pavilion. And Michael Eisner was standing there behind him, and Nancy was there, and they had the whole presidential motorcade and the limo, and they came in. So if Ronald Reagan could get sworn in at Disney World, President Trump could get sworn in at Mar-a-Lago.
Certainly, it's a nicer place. But I think President Trump loves the White House, but I think he prefers Mar-a-Lago. And everybody goes there, and they know. When they go there, the grandeur of Mar-a-Lago makes you really understand that he's the most important person in the world, without a doubt. So I'm hoping that I'm sure he's going to spend a lot of time there, but I think he'll probably go back and forth a little.
Make the White House a museum. Go there for like special events.
I think so too.
I think it would be awesome. I would love it. I would. The White House is tiny. You ever been to the White House?
And I've been in there. It's definitely a small place.
It's like a dollhouse. It's tiny.
Well, not tiny, but
It's pretty small. It's pretty small. All right, take care, Doug. I appreciate the call. Now, I think he should run the country from. Well, who am I to tell him? But I think that's the better option. What do you guys think? If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our first break in the second hour and be right back.
Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
And Scott with a quick reminder that the greatest hits of the 60s and 70s are back on the radio right after 10 a.m. this morning. Check it out on South Florida's True Oldies channel right here. Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yep, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Hi, this is Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. I'd like you to join us for our upcoming Living Trust Workshop. This is a free workshop that is educational that can provide you and your family with the answers to your most important questions about how to protect yourself and your family. By coming to this workshop, not only are you getting to join us for free, but you are also going to be entitled to a discount certificate just for coming to the workshop and scheduling your free consultation at that time.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
Listen up, South Florida. The best cruise sale of the year just got better. It's Margaritaville at Sea's 3-day cyber sale, and you absolutely cannot miss the chance to save 60% on cruise fares. Let the third and fourth guests sail free and then get complimentary Wi-Fi to share every moment of paradise. Plus, get onboard credit for drinks, dining, or excursions, all while you sail to Nassau, Key West, and beyond on Margaritaville at Sea paradise. Whether you're relaxing in the sun or enjoying the tropical vibes, this is the perfect time to plan your getaway. Book it now at margaritavillatSea.com for your very last chance to save big.
Mike Lindell
We'll be
is
back
offering
shortly.
wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True.
All righty, we're back. Callers on hold, stand by. I was talking in the last segment. Would you like to see President Trump run the government, run the country, run the world from Mar-a-Lago or the White House? I say Mar-a-Lago for all the reasons I stated, and a bunch more, but you know. I was just texting during the break with John from Lighthouse Medical, who rid Steve and many of you of your neuropathy. And, you know, I was talking about this the first time. The neuropathy treatment at Lighthouse Medical is absolutely amazing. It rids you of your neuropathy symptoms, the numbness, the pain, the burning, the tingling in the hands and feet, the muscle weakness, the dizziness, the muscle twitching, the feeling of pins and needles in the hands and feet, and having no feeling at all. It rids you of all those things. But it also lasts. Steve had his neuropathy treatment with Lighthouse Medical in Pompano 2.5 years ago. And his neuropathy has not returned. It's amazing. It works and it lasts. They can help you no matter where you're located, by the way. Give them a call. Now, make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. lighthousemedicalcenter.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Jeremy from West Palm.
Hey, Jeremy, what's up?
I agree with all the points you made in regards to Trump running it from Mar-a-Lago, but going to play devil's advocate with you a little bit here. You know the liberal media and all their foot soldiers are going to have a field day with Trump working from there, because with this new Department of Government Efficiency that Elon wants to run and all that, you know, their main thing is like, we want everybody to come in to stop working from home, right? Well, don't you think it's a little hypocritical if Trump's, you know, quote unquote working from home at Mar-a-Lago and he's got all these people, you know, coming back to work from...
Well, first of all, basically what you're, you know, when you're saying devil's advocate, you don't believe this. You're just trying to be disagreeable?
Well, I'm not trying to be disagreeable. I'm just trying to...
Okay.
See, you know, the storm...
Well, so basically what you're telling me is the media that hate Trump are going to say terrible things about him if he does it, which they're going to do anyway. Now, you know, if Trump cured cancer and AIDS, they'd criticize him for it, okay? So, you know, he can do no right by these people, so who cares?
Hey, man, I mean, I guess I just thought it was an interesting point.
No, it's a good point. You made a good point. I like your point, but it, you know.
I mean, couldn't you see all the, you know, the left-wing media just going to oh, they're making everybody, you know, stop.
Are the government workers are the government workers still working from home?
Yes. Oh my God, yeah.
Really?
An insane amount.
Yeah. How much? Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I went down that rabbit hole, and it's sad.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You worked at home?
No. I went down that rabbit hole. Like,
okay.
Articles and stuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Someone named Glenn Greenwald.
Yeah, I know Glenn Greenwald.
On
Glenn Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald. He's the guy that was with Snowden, right? That uncovered Snowden. Yeah. He hates Steve. He's from here. Glenn Greenwald. He was here before he was famous. And he and Steve had a run-in on something. He hates Steve. Oh, my goodness. Or at least he used to. Maybe he's gotten over it now because he's been kind of red-pilled. But, yeah, he wrote an article or an op-ed, I can't remember, this is many years ago, in one of the local papers about Steve.
Oh, wow.
I know he hates Steve. I'm not going to get into what it was. Oh, yeah. But well, you know, I don't even hardly remember it.
Substack is where I read a lot about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you, we've got too many government workers. I bet you when these government workers are working at home, I bet it's hard to watch Netflix. That's what they're really doing. They're watching Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not working.
I'm coming too.
Yeah, all right, appreciate the call. You made a good point, though, I must say. You made a good point, but I don't agree with it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, Bill up in Alexandria.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Couple of thoughts. One is I absolutely agree with your thoughts about Mar-a-Lago, and I think as you realize, obviously, that's where he is running the government from, and I'm sure that's where he'll largely be doing it. However, I would like to emphasize one thing to you, and it goes against what you said, and that is come to the inauguration. I was at the first Reagan inauguration. I had seats. I was at the first Trump inauguration, and I had seats, and it is the most incredible experience to see several million people that are all Trump supporters.
No. I'm not going. I'm not going, and I'm being very clear about it, like I was 4 years ago. Because these agitators are always looking to cause trouble. So no, do not go to Washington for the inauguration. And I'm not going to go to Washington. And I love the Smithsonian. Okay, I'm not going to Washington until after Trump is in the White House, well, or Mar-a-Lago. I mean, sworn in. Okay, not until he's the official president. I will not travel to D.C. until then, and I certainly would not go to the inauguration. Nope. But I am telling people not to go. I am recommending that you do not go.
Well, I suggest that you give us a little more reasons why you think that way, but.
I told people 4 years ago, don't go. Okay, on January, I was very vocal for about 2 weeks about that. So I think you know.
I wasn't listening to you 4 years.
No, but you know why? You don't know what? You don't know why I tell people? Oh, come on. What?
It has something to do with safety, but I was at the first Trump inauguration, and I absolutely guarantee you, I was secure. I felt secure throughout the time.
No. Well, this isn't the first one. Okay? No, do not. I am recommending that people do not go. And I want to be on the record quite. If I have to explain it to you, come on. You know why. Give me a break. I appreciate the call. Virginia. Who's that? Vinman? I mean, come on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Patty from New Jersey.
Hey, Patty. What's up?
Hey, so I love your idea of him working for Mar-a-Lago. And as a matter of fact, back when Marjorie Merriweather, I believe her name was, gave the land to the United States, her hopes for that property were for it to be used as a winter White House. So, it was given over to the U.S. government. The government, as every other property that they own, they let it go to crap, and they just didn't take care of it. And Trump is the one who came in, bought it, and has brought it back to its original beauty. So I absolutely think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, and use the White House for like special events. Like, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, especially after what just happened there yesterday with Joe Biden has put a stain on this country that will never be wiped.
I mean, I want you to think about this. Would you trust the servants at the White House if you were Trump or his team not to be spying on them? Come on. Believe me, the deep state, they got those permanent people that work at the White House they will not be working for the Trumps. But he can trust his staff here.
Yep, I wouldn't trust anything about Washington, D.C. He's safer right there in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. All right, appreciate the call. All right, take care. We'll take our break for the bottom and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Greg.
recommendations on what systems that we need to put in to solve whatever issues you have. And if you mention that you heard this on the radio, we will give you a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner and provide no interest financing. So give Angel Water a call at 561-899-6585. That's Angel Water at 561-899-6585.
Really? He threatened Mexico and Canada with tariffs. They both caved on a dime. There's going to be no tariffs. All your PC solutions.
I will advisors. No matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
The White House is an office. It goes wherever the president is.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit, and HOAs, much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof.
We'll be back right after this.
Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and the services cover the east and west coast of Florida, and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
All righty, we are back 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, so the Hunter Biden pardon, which I led with at 6, but let's go back to this a little bit, because this pardon is unlike any pardon I have ever heard of before, okay? Joe did not just pardon Hunter for this gun charge and tax charge. He gave him a blanket pardon for any crime he may have committed against the United States since January 1st, 2014, until like yesterday. That means, because people think that you can only pardon people for crimes that they've been charged with or convicted of. That's not true. I mean, that's typically how it's done. All right? That's typically how it's done. But Hunter Biden has been pardoned of all crimes, even if no one knows about them yet, including him. He may have done some crimes that he was so stoned out of his mind on that he has no memory of it. Never heard of such a thing before. Never heard such a thing before. And, I really wonder, again, of course, the pardon is more about Joe than it is Hunter. Joe, there's all this talk on from the liberals about this, these pundits already. They're saying, oh, a father who loves his son is doing. Joe does not love Hunter. If he was a loving father, he would not have introduced his son, especially his son who's a junkie, to a life of crime. Hunter's entire career has been a life of crime. And he was brought into this crime world, this crime family, this organized criminal operation by his father. So, yeah. So what kind of loving father does that? If you have a family member who's an addict, you don't give them 10 cents. You give them 10 cents, they'll find 10 cents of whatever their drug is. Joe gave Hunter millions of dollars to an addict. It's not a loving father. It's the exact opposite. The pardon is selfish. It's to pardon Hunter for all the crime he was doing to Joe. And then Hunter released a statement. Listen to this. He's going to make amends. He's talking about this like he's in AA or something. Hunter Biden, this is in the Daily Mail. Hunter Biden struck a note of contrition and promised to help those sick and suffering in a statement after his father gave him a presidential pardon. Hunter released a statement in which he does not directly mention his dad after the decision came down, credited to his full name, Robert Hunter Biden. His name's Robert. Did you know that? And Hunter said this: I have admitted and taken responsibility for my mistakes during the darkest days of my addiction. Mistakes that have been exploited to publicly humiliate and shame me and my family for political sport. Despite all of this, I have maintained my sobriety. Okay, now this is a thing, okay. Have you ever known someone that is like like I remember there was this is a perfect example of this. There was a great actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Remember Philip Seymour Hoffman? He was in a couple of the Hunger Game movies. He was in Boogie Nights. He was a very good actor. He died of an overdose. And I remember they were saying that, he was clean. He was telling people he was clean. He was off the drug. To people, first off, addicts lie. Drug addicts lie. I was talking to someone the other day who had to fire an employee because they were stealing from them. They stole some very expensive stuff. And they were drug addicts. They don't even know what they're doing. They just need that drug, so they stole. But like Philip Seymour Hoffman, I remember this. He OD'd, but he had been telling everybody he was clean. He was clean. To people that are hardcore addicts, as an example, if someone's on heroin or crack, right? If they're doing a little coke, to them that's clean. Don't you understand? Well, I'm not shooting up. I'm not freebasing now. I'm not doing the crack. I'm just getting a little bump here and there. To them, that's sober. So when somebody that's a lifelong addict, like Hunter, says they're sober, I always question that. Anyway, he says, despite all of this, I've maintained my sobriety for more than 5 years. Really? What about that cocaine that was found in the White House? As an example with this pardon, if that cocaine was Hunter's, can't prosecute him for it. He's pardoned for anything that he did, even if the crime has not yet been discovered. Despite all of this, this is Hunter's statement, I've maintained my sobriety for more than 5 years because of my deep faith in the unwavering love and support of my family and friends. Yes, his loving parents who have set him up in a life of crime. Hunter blamed his actions that led to convictions on federal gun and tax fraud charges to his well-documented issues with alcohol and drugs. Well, that's half the people in prison have some type of problem. I mean, the guy that killed Lincoln Riley, he had a problem. He was looking for some sex. Nobody give it to him. So he went out and tried to find it. He's overcoming a sex addiction. Because someone has an addiction, their crimes are okay. What about their victims? Hunter, he goes on, in the throes of addiction, I squandered many opportunities and advantages. In recovery, we can be given the opportunity to make amends where possible and rebuild our lives if we take for granted the mercy that we have been afforded. Is this AA talk? It sounds like what they would do in AA. I don't know. I've never been to AA. This is insane to me. Hunter, Joe and Hunter Biden have both been doing crimes their entire adult life. I've said this many times about this family. They don't even know that they're doing crime. They don't know another way. To them, that's just business. They don't even know. But what, and this is, I read this morning that Jean-Pierre, not going to have a press conference until further notice. Now, she may walk that back and do one today, but it was being reported that she's not going to be doing press conferences this entire week. She may change that. She doesn't want to be questioned, because a lot has to be looked at here. Why the generic blanket pardon for crimes that we don't know about? What could he have possibly been doing that we don't know about, that he hasn't been arrested, prosecuted, charged with, or maybe even investigated for, that he was pardoned for? Has anyone ever seen such a generic blanket pardon before? I have not. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. It's Bob from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Bob. What's up?
Listen, this is a classic example of injustice in the reverse, here's a guy who's committed crimes, was never supposed to go to jail, and because his father's president, he gets immunity, he gets off. What happened to the days of where you do the crime, you do the time, period, the end. It's disgusting. If you and I did even half or quarter what he did, we'd go right to
A federal gun charge is a big deal. That is a big deal. And liberals are obsessed with locking up all these loopholes with gun purchases and everything. And he committed some major felonies through one of them.
And this is not a good teaching to our young people.
Well, but I give you an example. Okay, this generic blanket pardon, which I've never heard of, pardon for crimes that we don't even know about. Okay, what's that about? So if I'm not suggesting this is true, okay, but if, as an example, when the P. Diddy case gets played out, and we find out that he was at the P. Diddy parties, he can't be charged. When Kash Patel and Pam Bondi release all the Epstein stuff, if he was partying with Epstein, can't be touched. He's pardoned. Have you ever heard of a pardon that was generic for any crime you may have committed over 10 years that nobody knows about yet? I've never heard of that.
No, I never heard of it either. And the bottom line is setting a precedent, number one. And number two is, I think you're right. It's for Joe.
Yeah.
Of the crimes that they both did together.
Correct.
And it stinks. It really stinks. And I'm so over it when you see things like this. This is not good because it's setting an example and a precedent to this country. It's okay. You know what? You're higher power and you commit crimes and federal offenses.
Yeah.
You're going to get off the hook.
Yeah. And there's making amends. Oh, I'm making amends. I'm sorry. America is not one of the 12 steps, Hunter. All right? You just can't say, well, I was an addict. How many drunk drivers kill people but have an alcohol addiction? Well, they're going to make amends. Are you kidding me? And we know he's trafficked prostitutes across state lines, which is sex trafficking. That's what got P. Diddy jammed up, was putting girls on these private jets, right? And we know Hunter was doing that. It's on the laptop.
Yeah, and this whole thing with the laptop and the cover up and everything, never investigated fully, and I just find it egregious that this is being allowed. I'm sorry, the power of a president, just because it's his son, he should be doing time.
Yeah.
He even admitted, Biden admitted he's not going to pardon his son. What was it, months ago?
No.
Now he changed his mind.
Exactly. All right. I appreciate the call. Take care. Appreciate the call, Bob from Pompano. I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. He offers free phone consultations with our listeners. That's a big deal. He is a top guy in his industry. He has over 30 years of experience in retirement planning, Joe Thomas. He's been licensed in South Florida for over 20 years, and he's a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by fewer than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. Top man in the industry, and he's offering you a free phone consultation no matter where you're located in the United States. Pretty good deal, huh? Give him a call. Set up your free phone consultation. If you're already retired or plan on retiring at any point in your future, give him a call. Talk to him about annuities. You know me, I like to have life as stress-free as possible. I don't like aggravation. And stock market's up and down. I don't have time for any of that. With annuities, your money is safe. You don't have to worry about the ups and downs of the market. Protect your money from stock market losses. Stop losing your hard-earned money and generate income when you are retired. Now, I'm going to give you Joe Thomas's number, but if you miss the number, just go to his website. It's easy to remember, jupiterjoe.com. jupiterjoe.com. Okay? Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. Or online, jupiterjoe.com. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Listen up, South Florida. The best cruise sale of the year just got better. It's Margaritaville at Sea's 3-day cyber sale, and you absolutely cannot miss the chance to save 60% on cruise fares. Let the third and fourth guests sail free and then get complimentary Wi-Fi to share every moment of paradise. Plus, get onboard credit for drinks, dining, or excursions, all while you sail to Nassau, Key West, and beyond on Margaritaville at Sea paradise. Whether you're relaxing in the sun or enjoying the tropical vibes, this is the perfect time to plan your
the advertiser? Is it Debbie from Marville that does the re-enrollment?
Yes.
But I know it's coming up. It's about to close.
The 7th.
I need to re-enroll myself, so.
Oh yeah, give her a call.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her and see if she can help me real quick.
Yeah.
Because I had a number for someone when I did it last year, but I don't know, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm like, yeah, Debbie. So.
Yeah, make sure you mention me, and she'll, when you call, when you get her,
Yeah.
and that you work at the radio station, and everything,
Okay, sounds good. I'll call her
Yeah.
today then.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it over Thanksgiving break because Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But now that's new week, and I mean, I know it's getting closer, so it's gonna be more. We gotta hurry up now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna contact her today and see what.
Oh yeah, she's good. She'll take care of you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh my God! If you're on hold, hang in there.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Santa Rosa.
La Bamba Restaurant, a family-owned authentic Mexican restaurant for 33 years. Come on in for a delicious taco salad, steak quesadilla, or a cold margarita. La Bamba is located at 730 US Highway 1 in North Palm Beach. Check out labamba123.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, callers on hold. Stand by. I was just talking during the break. Texting. It's the first Monday back. Everybody's back to work, so my text messages have been blowing up during the show today from people, and I get the text on my laptop. But anyway, I was just talking to Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. You know, our Trump victory, Steve Kane, Brian Craig cruise leaves March 30th out of Fort Lauderdale on the Celebrity Ascent, the newest ship in the Celebrity fleet, and there are Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on right now. Okay. Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on right now on our cruise. So I'm going to give you Ian's number. He'll tell you what they are when you call. We don't have time for them to call in today, but if you call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, he will tell you what the deals are. He says they're really good. That's all I got. I don't have time to get all the details, but he'll tell you the details. 561 244 5779. Join us on the cruise. You're going to have a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a private group. To go on our group, you have to book through Ian and Cruise and Travel Depot, by the way. 561 244 5779. 561 244 5779. Take advantage of the Black Friday Cyber Monday deals, okay? All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Mike from Massapequa.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
I'm wondering, and maybe I'm mistaken, but if the pardon only goes through December and the new Congress comes in and subpoenas Hunter before Comer or Jim Gordon's committees, he lies under oath. Now, he's not pardoned from...
future crime. No, he's not pardoned for future crimes. No, only the past crimes, not future crimes.
So if they ask him about criminal acts of the past of any...
Now, listen, I'm not a lawyer. I only know, I used to watch JAG and Law and Order and shows like that. So what I know is, from television, right? I love these people that do shows and they pretend they know all this stuff. They don't know anything. I mean, they pretend. I'm just telling you. But I do believe, though, this is true, that a lot of times they'll get like a jailhouse snitch or an insider, and they'll give them immunity in exchange for their testimony. Now, I've seen this happen in real life. Now, these aren't from TV shows. I'm just making fun of myself. And what I've always heard is that when someone has immunity, a couple things. One, they cannot take the fifth because they can't incriminate themselves if they have immunity. Okay? So I'm assuming with a pardon, the same thing must be in play. Since you're not facing any criminal prosecution, you can't incriminate yourself and you can be compelled to testify. I mean, that's my understanding.
Yes. I mean, that's what I...
But there's another wrinkle. Jack Posobiec, who's a pretty well-known journalist, and he's a very credible person, Jack Posobiec. Jack Posobiec said last night, he posted on X, on Twitter, that Hunter actually went to his dad and threatened to write a tell-all book about everything if he didn't pardon him.
With that too, that must have been what happened.
And Jack Posobiec says he got that from a White House source. So that this isn't like maybe this happened. He's got a source who told him that happened.
Oh.
Blackmailing his dad, the president of the United States. By the way, he's pardoned for that too. It's a generic pardon.
He saw how Kamala succeeded in getting Joe to step down from running by stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He just followed up on the threats against his...
Correct. I mean, this is nuts. This is a really scummy family, isn't it? And they're running the country. Yeah, but Hunter says he's going to make amends. He says he's been sober for 5 years, Hunter. Do you believe that?
Right, and then why? what crimes did he commit while addicted if he's been free from his demons?
Exactly.
He needs to be exonerated from things that happened last week.
Exactly. Well, like I told you, with addicts, when an addict says they're clean, that's, if they do cocaine, they may just smoke weed and take a couple of prescription pills. They consider that clean. An addict's definition of being clean is not what my definition of clean is.
Absolutely.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, good call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes.
Oh, hey, this is Joan from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Joan. All right, Joan, what's up?
It's cold this morning.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Anyway, whatever happened to the DOJ, Biden's DOJ, nobody is above the law.
Unless their name is Biden.
There you go.
That's it. Right? That's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, unless their name is Biden. Have you ever heard of a pardon that's generic for any crime you may have committed, even if we don't know about it? Have you ever heard of something like that?
I never did crimes, so I don't know.
No, but we always hear about pardons from presidents when they're leaving office. They're usually done the last week, sometimes the last night, and they're always very specific. Like Mark Rich had done some financial crime. What was it? Money laundering? So I can't remember what it was. And he got pardoned for that specific crime. I've never heard of anything you've done in the last decade, even if we don't know about it, you're clear. You're pardoned. If you never heard of that either. And I imagine the reason it only goes back 10 years is because anything he did before that, the statute of limitations has run out and he can't be charged anyway. So this is nuts.
Do you think Trump might pardon that guy that was jailed for the memes?
That's a great idea. Yeah. Trump's already talking about pardoning the J6ers. By the way, did Ashley Babbitt get a proper military funeral as a veteran? Maybe we should correct that if she didn't. Put her in Arlington. Hey, appreciate the call, Joan. This weekend, I took Thanksgiving off and Friday off and had a 4-day weekend, which I don't do very often. I got so much stuff done around the house. I mean, I couldn't believe all the stuff I was doing around my house. My wife couldn't either. And this was the first time I've had time off work like that many days in a row, since I started my testosterone over at Game Day Men's Health. And my wife was like shocked. She wants me to start taking more time off because I'm so productive. I got everything done except I didn't get to hanging we got a new ceiling fan. I didn't get to that, but I'll probably do that this week sometime. And the reason I got so much stuff done is because I got my energy back, because my testosterone's back. When I went into Game Day Men's Health and they tested my testosterone the first time, it was low. And I'd been feeling bad. I was sick. I was tired. I was having a lot of anxiety, a lot of brain fog, a lot of memory issues. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then my testosterone was so low. Now my testosterone level is at the level of a 20-year-old. Can you imagine? I have the testosterone level of a 20-year-old. And it shows chronic fatigue, gone, lack of motivation, loss of muscle, loss of strength, all that's gone in reverse. The reason you can't lose that belly fat, I learned because I got a little trimmer. In fact, I got a couple of shirts that I had that I liked that didn't fit. They were too tight, and they fit. I wore one the other day. And I was talking about this at Game Day Men's Health when I first noticed. I said, I'm not eating any different. Why am I losing weight? And they said, well, now that your testosterone's been restored, your metabolism is metabolizing things properly. It's absolutely amazing. Decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, all that reversed and much, much more. Game Day Men's Health, they have concierge level service over there. They really take good personal care of you. The initial consultation is free. They test your testosterone level right there. You get the results back right away. Give them a call. Here's the number. Get your life back. I tell you, it's amazing. It really is amazing. When you as you grow old, these things happen, and you just think, oh, that's what it's like growing old. It is not. These things can be corrected. They didn't have all this stuff when my grandparents were around. Their lives would have been a lot happier. When my grandparents were my age, they were basically doing nothing, right? They're in pain. Their testosterone's low, And I'm like a 20-year-old. This is amazing. Give Game Day Men's Health a call. Have them test your testosterone. Get your testosterone levels back like I've done. 561-355-5341. 561-355-5341. That's 561-355-5341 for Game Day Men's Health. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47, soon to be 48 years on the radio. We'll be back right after our top of the hour break.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
That's correct. He is committed for he is pardoned for crimes that he committed that we don't even know about.
Right now it's 53
Yeah.
degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 71
That is true.
degrees with clear conditions throughout the whole day with wind gusts up to 26 miles per hour. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Turnpike North and South delays past Lake Worth Road, 95 North and South stop and go between 10th Avenue North past Lantana. And Lake Worth construction, Hypo-Luxo Road from Lyons Road to Smith Farm Boulevard. This traffic update is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing, yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find that thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Thing people love. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Time in the paddock. Get your tickets today for amazing dinner shows like Christmas with the Rat Pack this Friday, December 6th. Chris McDonald's Memories of Elvis on December 13th. And exciting acts in 2025. Is also your best bet for OTB action and football Sunday buffets. Paddock show tickets make great holiday gifts. Go to pkennelclub.com.
Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yep, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
What is a living trust? What is a power of attorney? Why do I need a healthcare surrogate, a living will, and a HIPAA authorization? Why do I need to avoid probate? What is bloodline protection? And what is funding of a trust? These and many other questions will be answered at our upcoming Living Trust Workshop.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll.
Kristen, I think, is Liberal Al.
3782-855-FLA.
Now, Kristen could call me to disprove it, but looking at the way that Kristen is talking in the chat room, that's how Liberal Al talks. So I suspect Kristen in the chat room may be Liberal Al. I could be wrong. Kristen could call me with her crap, and then we would know. But she's talking just like Liberal Al talks. The Putin whipping boy. So it could be Liberal Al catfishing.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now.
Now, Kristen could call me and
Prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment.
prove that it's not Liberal Al.
And you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Okay, so we've been talking about the Hunter Biden pardon by Joe, and this very bizarre generic pardon for any crimes he's done over this period from January 2014 until the 1st of this December. And 2014, by the way, is when Hunter started working for Burisma. So isn't that an interesting time to start pardoning him when he started his Burisma work? Started being the money guy, the bag man for Joe. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Dean from Martin County.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. 2 years ago when we won the House, Comer whatever they are, Comer and Jim Jordan go, we're going to go up to the Bidens and we're going to get all this information and put them all in the crime families, and blah, blah, blah. They didn't do nothing for 2 years.
That's right.
You know?
Yes.
So the House is, the rhinos in the House suck.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. And that's how Trey Gowdy used to be. That's why I don't like Trey Gowdy. He used to make all these promises and then, I remember the one with Trey Gowdy that ticked me off was during all that Lois Lerner stuff. If you remember Lois Lerner, you know what I'm talking about. She was the one that was harassing the Tea Party groups. And when Trey Gowdy, who's on Fox on Sundays, he was in Congress then, and Trey Gowdy was, he was going off about Lois Lerner all the time for months. And then the hearing happened. He was so polite to her. And he did the same thing with Hillary Clinton. So they got something on that guy. I mean, he's so compromised, Trey Gowdy. But that's how the Congress is. They talk. And they never go after these people. But, Trump's back. Now, a lot's happened over the weekend that we've talked about. And not just the pardon of Hunter, which is huge. And, this pardon of Hunter, it's almost like Biden is trying to help Trump because it's going to make the pardons of the J6ers a little easier. The Democrats a lot of them are freaking out over the pardon of Hunter Biden because they understand they've lost the moral high ground over the pardoning. And Trump is talking already about the J6 pardons. Doing the pardons as he's going in, not leaving office, is also unheard of and unique. But the Democrats, they have these talking points. And, Democrats have always had nothing but talking points, okay? Since I've been doing this, the talking points change, from president to president. But they always have talking points to oppose conservatives, vacuous talking points that mean nothing. But one of them that they keep talking about is, tariffs are bad and prices are going to go up. And, Trump's going to try, you get used to paying 25% more for everything. Now, a few things about this, okay? One, tariffs are import taxes. Democrats call them tariffs, not import taxes, because they don't want to criticize taxation. All of a sudden, Democrats are against higher taxes. But these tariffs are not going to happen. Don't you see? Trump picked up the phone. He called Mexico, and then he called Trudeau. I don't know the Mexican lady's name, but I can't remember her name. The cartel president down there. He called the president of Mexico, and he called Trudeau and said, if you don't do what I want you to do, there'll be a 25% tariff, import tax, on all goods from your country. Both caved. Right? The Mexican president stopped the caravan. She's getting things straight. What Canada did was more than Trudeau just coming down here and kissing Trump's ring and sucking up and spending the night at Mar-a-Lago and humiliating himself and surrendering Canada to the United States. There was a story yesterday that two premiers, I can't remember which provinces, the premiers are like they're governors of their provinces, like we have here state governors. Two premiers in Canada said that they're going to use their provincial police to police and shut down the traffic into the United States from their southern border, our northern border. So there's not going to be any tariffs with Mexico, this 25% tariff, or Canada, because both of them caved and did what Trump wanted. This is what you got to understand. More powerful than even our military is America's economic power. That's it. I mean, and that is absolutely amazing. Our economic power is so strong. We have the largest economy in the world. And I want you to understand, we've had 12 of the last 16 years, we've had Obama and Biden running our economy, wrecking it. Right? We had that little break of Trump in his 4 years, but 12 of the last 16 years, Obama and Biden have been wrecking the American economy, and we're still the largest economy in the world. So all these other countries need us to buy their garbage. I was talking on the show the other day. In Canada, 80% of the population of Canada live within 150 miles of the U.S. border. Canada is a country much larger than the United States. I know some of it's the Arctic Circle up there, but you don't have to live 150 miles away from the United States. They live 150 miles from the United States because the United States is where the money is for Canada. 80% of the population live within 150 miles of our border. What do we need from Mexico? All I keep hearing are, and this is true, are Democrats talking about the price of avocados. I saw somebody on Twitter the other day, they said, why are Democrats so obsessed with avocados? I don't know. I've got an avocado tree at home. I don't even eat them. Okay, my wife likes the avocados. But so what? And I keep hearing, well, you know, we need these migrants to work at our farms. Well, wait a minute. If we're getting our fruits and vegetables from Mexico, why do we need Mexicans here to pick the fruits and vegetables? Which, by the way, that process is almost all automated these days. And what Tom Homan is doing is fantastic. If you notice, Tom Homan over this Thanksgiving weekend has been on television non-stop. He's on TV almost as much as Michael Avenatti was during those days. And he is talking in incredible amount of detail about what the Trump administration and he as borders are going to do so far as the deportations. They're going to open up the books and show the American people what these other countries have been doing for the all this stuff. And Homan is doing this for a couple of reasons. He's a family guy. He's on television nonstop over Thanksgiving weekend, nonstop doing interviews. And Homan he's doing these nonstop interviews for two reasons. One, discourage people from coming in because they're going to be deported. Two, getting people to self-deport before they get raided. And three, Homan is talking so much about what they're going to do that when, by the time January 20th comes around, Trump's the president again, and they start doing the deportations, it's going to be like no big deal. People are going to be so accustomed to it. It's going to be like old news. You understand what I mean? The media and the Democrats are planning, and I don't know if they'll be successful in doing this, but they're planning demonstrations and protests. There's one California senator who says California is going to use their resources to obstruct the deportation. So California is going to lead an insurrection against the federal government? What is this, 1861 here? What are they talking about? But when the deportations happen, because Homan has been talking about them so much, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's what they've been talking about for the last 2-3 months. It won't be as controversial. People will get kind of used to the whole idea. All right, we're going to take our first break of the third hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hello, it's Scott Shannon with a quick reminder that the oldies are back on the radio right after 10 this morning, right here on South Florida's True Oldies Channel.
Hey there, it's Brian Craig. You've heard me tell you about how Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain with his laser wave pain treatment. Shoulder injuries, arthritis, knee pain, all gone, and more. But don't just take my word for it. Monica called me live on the radio to tell me how Dr. Appleton rid her of pain.
My name is Connie. I'm from Boca. I'm calling because a couple of weeks ago I had a lot of pain on my knee, and I went to see Dr. Appleton. He released me from my knee pain. I can walk. And this week I went to see him. I had excruciating pain in my knee, and I had a treatment. And I just want to say out there to everyone, it works. It really works. I am
954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, appletoncairo.com.
Listen up, South Florida. The best cruise sale of the year just got better. It's Margaritaville at Sea's 3-day cyber sale, and you absolutely cannot miss the chance to save 60% on cruise fares. Let the third and fourth guests sail free and then get complimentary Wi-Fi to share every moment in paradise. Plus, get on board credit for drinks, dining, or excursions, all while you sail to Nassau, Key West, and beyond on Margaritaville at Sea paradise. Whether you're relaxing in the sun or enjoying the tropical vibes, this is the perfect time to plan your getaway. Book in now at margaritavilleatsea.com for your very last chance to save big.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the Bush called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the Bus Driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard My Pillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE, and get the standard My Pillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
On 96.9 FM and anywhere in the world.
All right, 18 minutes out there. Now, those of you wondering about Steve, I'm not doing a weekend at Bernie's thing. Steve has a pretty bad flu. I talked to Steve over the weekend, and he's starting to get over it. And I told him over the weekend, I said, well, don't come back until you're like well, because sometimes when you got a flu, you get like a day where you feel like better. You're still sick, but you've been so sick you feel better. Then you push yourself, and then you relapse. But Steve's got a pretty bad flu, and that's why he has not been here. When I was talking to him over the weekend, I thought I was going to catch it over the phone. It sounded so bad. All right, welcome back, hopefully he'll be back tomorrow or soon. All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Our number toll free, 1-888-465-2631. I get another example of something, where Trump's using tariffs are almost as powerful as a nuclear weapon. These BRICS countries, right, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, okay? They want to go off the U.S. dollar as the main unit of international currency. So Trump says, you do that, 100% import tax, 100% tariff on your good. That's not going to happen. It's going to disappear. It's going to be over. When you have the largest economy in the world and you're the number one consumer nation in the world, you have tremendous amounts of economic power. We don't need any of these other countries. America can sustain itself. There is nothing that we need from these countries to function. We should be making everything here anyway, and we probably will before it's done. But all these Democrats, they keep talking about the rise in prices because of the tariffs. If you've noticed, every country has caved. If they do what Trump wants, There's no tariff. And so far, every country has caved because they cannot survive without our money. Now, the deportations, the Democrats, they don't really realize what the things that they say. This is a panel on CNN over the weekend. Listen to this liberal girl on CNN. She's with Scott Jennings, and she's talking about what she's going to do when the deportations start. Listen.
I promise you, with every fiber of my being, because I'll probably be one of those people, that if anybody comes to these people and tries to drag them out by force, there will be protests of people like me, American citizens, who are going to stand there and do everything possible to prevent these women and children, which is all who these people are,
How about the criminals?
from being.
How about the terrorists? How about the criminals?
How do you Stop! How do you know who it is?
That's the problem.
Stop! I'm sorry. I live next to these people. I can tell you they are women and they are children. Are there terrorists among them? I don't know, but I can tell you that
And
there.
neither does the government.
But I can
So why
tell
do
you.
we have to
But
figure
let
this
me tell.
out?
Okay, but what I'm telling you right now, practically speaking, is that there will be people, American citizens, who will prevent these little kids from being dragged out of these shelters. There are. And what's going to happen to these people? What is going to happen to the military when the military opens fire on us?
No one's.
Okay. So, now you hear what's going on? These liberals do not even hear themselves. I love it. I love what's going on right now. Now she's saying that she and her liberal friends are going to get between the illegals and the military, and they're willing to get shot doing it. They're going to get shot. Okay, what they're talking about doing is an insurrection. I got to say it slowly because I don't want to slip and say it's an insurrection. And they've spent the last 4 years with this insurrection lie about Trump and the J6ers, okay? And now they're talking about doing just that. If the President of the United States and the United States federal government are involved in apprehending criminals and you obstruct, it's an insurrection against the federal government, and it's also obstruction of justice. These are if you were driving down I-95, police arresting someone on a DUI, and you pulled over and you got between that DUI suspect and the police, and you tried to harbor them in your vehicle to protect them, what's going to happen? You're going to get arrested for obstruction of justice. And you know what? You're going to go to jail. You're going to go to prison. So I love that they're talking about doing this. Now, I was telling you guys last week, and she let the cat out of the bag because she was going up against Scott Jennings and she lost her cool. But she let the cat out of the bag, which I predicted last week on the program on Wednesday's show. The Democrats are planning on, and I don't think this is going to happen, by the way. I did last week, but the more I see it, I don't think they're going to. Tom Homan's too smart for this, but what they have in their mind. Okay, this is what they have in their mind. The military, they're going to come into these neighborhoods, and they're going to start rounding up illegals and deporting them, and they're going to start harboring them. They're going to harbor them they're going to offer them sanctuary in some liberal church in California or something. And they have in their mind women and children, no men, women and children, younger the better, are going to be, prettier the better, are going to be inside this church, pregnant if they can find them. And Tom Homan's going to be outside on a bullhorn demanding that they release them. And they're going to try to have a redo of Ruby Ridge or Waco or something. And if you listen to Tom Homan, he is way too smart for that. You know, Tom Homan, I saw an interview with him over the weekend, and he says that he has seen girls as young as 9 illegally cross the border who had been raped on the way here, some of them multiple times on the way. I mean, so what are these Democrats supporting? But Tom Homan said they're going to release the records of everything and everyone involved in this border invasion, including other countries involved. When they start releasing this information, including who is paying the drug cartel? You know, the drug cartels, the drugs are a sideline business. Their main business right now is the trafficking of the people, right? They're not doing too much drug trafficking, not like the old days. There's more money in this, and it seems to be nonstop. But who's paying the cartels to bring these people here? Tom Homan says they're going to release all that and much more. To the public, when the public starts seeing all of this information, who's paying for this? I don't know. It could be the United States government. For all I know, it wouldn't surprise me. Could be, who knows? But when all of that information gets released, the deportations, it's going to be the most popular action that the federal government may have ever taken inside the borders of the United States. And the American people are going to welcome it with open arms. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take some calls after our bottom of the hour break. I want to tell you guys about Friendly Tire in Margate. You know, Friendly Tire in Margate, I've been a customer there, 15 years or so. And I found them out of necessity. I used to have a four-wheel drive Jeep Wrangler that had the big old tires. And I got such a great deal. I couldn't believe the deal I got on this Jeep Wrangler. And I understood why the first time I had to buy tires. Those big four-wheel drive tires, I mean, it's like buying I've had cars that cost less, and that's not an exaggeration, very expensive. And I found Friendly Tire out of necessity. You can get new tires out the door and on the road as low as $70 a tire. And what I mean by out the door and on the road, Mike at Friendly Tire does not charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or dispose of your old tires. As low as $70 a tire for new tires out the door and on the road. And by the way, that's for common size tires on some of the most common vehicles on the highway. If you have run flats like I do, great deals on run flats. Holy smokes. I mean, incredible deals on run flats. If you have a Tesla or another EV, great deals on those tires as well. If you have commercial vehicles, he can help you. If you need used tires, that's okay too. He has thousands of good used tires in stock at incredibly low prices. Give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. He will give you a quote right over the phone. His number is 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. It's 954-977-9445. We'll be right back.
Morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. And today is Monday, December 2nd, 2024, and right now it's 53 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 71 degrees with clear conditions throughout the whole day with wind gusts up to 26 miles per hour. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Heads up for a crash in Boynton Beach and right shoulders blocked 95 southbound at Gateway Boulevard. Stop and go delays 95 south between Lantana Road and Boynton Beach Boulevard. And Jupiter, right shoulders blocked for the crash 95 south approaching Indiantown Road. 95 northbound, slow through West Palm past Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. This traffic update is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find that thing that keeps you up at night. eBay, things people love. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Check out exciting poker room action this week with the Bar Poker Florida World Championship, $100,000 multi-flight tournament, fun events, and celebrity guest Norman Chad. The poker room at PBKC is open every day with exciting cash games, high hands, bad beat jackpots, big money tournaments, and table games. Win big this December with Christmas cash and holiday high hand promotions. Prevent information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Hi everyone, this is Rocky from Angel Water. Do you have toxins in your water? Yes, you do. You have things like hexavalent chromium, chlorate, ammonia, high amounts of chlorine, and a lot more. This is what you're drinking and bathing in. We at Angel Water can fix this problem. Do you ladies want softer hair so that you don't have to use conditioner anymore? We can give that to you. Do you want softer skin? Do you want your water-based appliances to last longer? We can solve all these problems while at the same time saving you a ton of money. Let me show you how. I, Rocky, will come out to your house personally and test your water for free and make recommendations on what systems
If you're on hold, hang in there.
to solve whatever issues you have. And if you mention that you heard this on the radio, we will give you a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner and provide no interest financing. So give Angel Water a call at 561-899-6585. That's Angel Water at 561-899-6585.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say...
I showed this, I showed again. This Rob in Orlando sent me this super cool hat. Is this not a cool hat? I love this hat. He sent me another one, a different color. So I got two of them, but they're different colors. These are great hats. They're very, I love hats that are like that in the back.
We have completed thousands of projects for
Very nice hat. So, Rob in Orlando, thank you.
Single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on, and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602, or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens. We're so excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores in the area. We carry
I just got a
thousands of
DM
supplements
from
like
somebody that I'm
vitamins,
laughing at.
minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only
I can't believe what I almost just did.
changes to your existing
I'll tell you guys when I get back.
Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, welcome back. If you're on hold, stand by. I almost did something during the break. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll tell you guys. At my house, we have an Alexa in every single room of my house. Every room. Kitchen, bedroom, our guest rooms. We even have Alexas. I'm probably turning everybody's on now that's listening, but we even have them in our bathrooms. And there's a lot of stuff you can do with Alexa. By the way, you can listen to us on Alexa. Alexa, play True Oldies FLA. There you go. Alexa, volume 6. So you can hear me loud and clear. But you can ask Alexa anything. It's like the Magic 8 Ball, but real. You know, even do simple math. Yeah, I ask Alexa all the time to do math problems and all kinds of stuff. You know, I'm doing some accounting work at home, and I'll ask Alexa. You can ask Alexa anything. All day I'm asking Alexa. During the break, I almost asked Alexa something, but we don't have an Alexa here. I'm so dependent on these things. Oh my goodness. I almost did. Insane. I don't know. All right, let's go. Back to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Oh, hey, Brian. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Brian. I hope people grasp a lot of things we've been talking about today. Trump won't take the oath of office for 49 days, and he's sitting in Mar-a-Lago, and he has dealt with Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Russia, India, China. Didn't fire a shot or anything. That BRICS thing was a big threat to us, a major thing. We lose the dollars, the international currency of exchange. That would devastate us. But he's showing people that it's using our leverage, using the economy, dealing with these problems, and not even firing a shot or anything. And
Well, he is the only, listen, President Trump is the only president ever in the history of the United States to go into politics and into the presidency not to enrich themselves, but to actually serve the country and make the country a better place. You know, there was an article I saw yesterday. They're attacking the Trump picks, which I don't think is really smart since there's been threats on all their lives on Friday. But this is the richest cabinet ever, and they're counting all the billionaires. They're so rich they can't be bought off like Biden and his people. That's what you want. You want this cabinet of untouchables.
including the guy in the Oval Office, the top.
Exactly.
Isn't even money, you know. But I don't think people realize this BRICS problem that was solving for us was gigantic. And using our leverage with them, I hope people will learn why we didn't have any wars when Trump was in office in his first term. Being smart, making good moves, and the moves will also it will make our economy even stronger, which will give us even more leverage against.
Well, you know, the big things that he did. Well, he's done a lot, right, over the weekend. But over the weekend, he got Mexico to cave on the immigration, and he got and Trudeau. I mean, how humiliating for Trudeau to have to fly here and kiss Trump's butt and stay the night at Mar-a-Lago. You know, wouldn't you be humiliated to do that?
Well, I would. How did he get down here so fast? He must have been hopping on the plane while he was talking to Trump. I mean,
yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah, he totally caved.
Oh, well, he surrendered. You know, so and it was I was talking the other day. I saw Trudeau had a brief little moment with the press after his phone call with Trump. He looked terrified, and then what happened? He got on a plane and he came down here and he looked like a weak, cowardly little man, not a leader of a major nation.
No, not at all. He looked like he had his tail between his legs. I think people need to maybe take a look, because this is a very valuable lesson on economics and finance, and we have a really bright person in the White House who's not even there yet. Look what you can do, and look at the lives you can save too, just using that leverage.
Well, what's that old saying? He who has the gold makes the rules, or something? Is that the saying? You know, and look at this thing with Zelensky. Okay, Russia can keep this territory if you let me in NATO. He's dictating terms to us? Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? That's terms to us.
So much danger in the world when we had a weak president like Biden compared to Trump coming in. It's started a trade war with us.
What? Oh, please, give me a break. California sparkling wine is fine. We can get by without the champagne from France and the fancy cheeses. All right, appreciate the call. I mean, my good. What do they? What does France export here that we can live without? We can live without everything from France. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Steve in beautiful Palm City. My home.
Okay. Oh. So what are you now? Now you're MAGA now?
No, I'm an independent, as I mentioned to you.
All this American excellence and winning, you just don't like it.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is just listening to the last call. I don't want to get off track to what I wanted to talk about, but as far as Mexico standing down to close the border, she slapped right back at Trump and said, "That's not true. I'm not closing the border."
She stopped the caravan. Caravan. Not anymore. Oh my gosh. Yes, there was. Not anymore.
Immigration is already down 75%.
Not true. Not true. No, it's not.
Let me get back to what I want. Well, let me get back to what I decided to call in on. You have to admit I was correct day one on Matt Gaetz when you were singing his praises, and I said it ain't going to happen. It's interesting that Trump announced the Kash Patel nomination, which is also in trouble, but not nearly
In trouble? Why is Kash Patel in trouble?
Well, just repeating what the Wall Street Journal has said in an editorial in their conservative newspaper, there's two choices Kash Patel has, either to make the FBI accountable or getting involved with political retribution. If it's retribution, that is going to do damage.
Yeah, but where's wait a minute. Where's the part where Kash Patel being FBI director is in jeopardy?
Say that again one more time.
You said that Kash Patel's nomination as FBI director is in jeopardy. I'm asking where's that? I don't see that.
According to reports, and of course it's a report.
The Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch's newspaper?
No, according to insiders in the Trump administration, they themselves are nervous about this one.
Let me tell you something. Whenever you hear the press have this racket going, right? They keep their sources secret, right? They don't have to reveal their sources. So how do you know they even have sources? There is no one more in the Trump orbit, in the Trump circle than Kash Patel. Blind loyalty to your boss is very good. There is no one inside Trump's circle at Mar-a-Lago who's leaking out negative stories about Kash Patel. That's just not happening.
Own words, Patel's words. Let's not get into the other. His own words is he wants to jail journalists who don't agree that the 2020 election happening. That taxpayer money is going to be spent on this kind of stuff. I guarantee you.
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know about that, but I've heard Kash Patel talk about firing the entire leadership of the FBI and taking the agents at the Washington office and turning them back into, federal law enforcement officers. Correct. Which sounds like a great idea.
Well, in any event, the reason...
the Kash Patel has them in a panic because he's going to get to the bottom and release things as an example about the break-in of Mar-a-Lago and what that was really about.
The reason it was announced this weekend was because of the new devastating news that came out on Fox News Pete. And you know about the mother writing an email to her son talking about, and I dare you to read her email letter to her son in 2018, which talks about a life of abuse of women, plural.
When she says, so what? So what?
That close to the nuclear codes,
the
issue.
The secretaries of defense do not have access to the nuclear codes. They don't launch the weapons. Well, Trump will do what's. So you think that Pete Hegseth is going to tell Trump to launch our nukes? Come on. This thing about the email from the mother. Okay, he was going through I'm not gonna. No. I read it. The reason I'm not reading the email is because I'm not here to do what you want me to do. You Google it. Everyone can Google it, but I'm not going to sit here and read things on the air that you demand I read. Are you out of your mind? But the thing about the thing. It may be a recess appointment, but he's going to be the defense secretary. Absolutely.
Appointment will ruin the Republicans into.
Well, then you should be happy. Then you should be in favor of it. If it's gonna destroy Trump and the MAGA Republicans, you should be in favor of his recess appointment. Really? Wait a minute. You're looking out. You want to preserve the MAGA Republican Party now? You don't want it. You don't want.
Constitution.
Oh, are
to do.
What? No. It says they're to advise and consent, which means give their opinion. give their opinions and then consent.
Through hearings, through confirmation hearings, exactly.
It also no. Listen. I want to tell you, this is amazing that you are so concerned about the future of the MAGA Republicans. You don't want the Trump MAGA Republican Party damaged with Pete Hegseth. You don't even hear yourself. You sound almost. Oh yeah. The Republican Party is controlled by Trump. You sound almost as stupid as Jasmine Crockett. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Stupid. So far, I'm 1 for 1 on the
1 for 1? You're one out of a million. Okay? You made one prediction that was right. Broken clock, right twice a day. All right, take care, Never Trumper Steve. All right, we'll be right back.
Cold, hard,
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with our first gold and precious metals report of the month of December. William Youngerman, how the metals starting the week and the month off?
Starting the week off, or the month off, with a little bit of a pullback. Gold on closing out the month of November closed up $12.20 on Friday at $2,649.10 the ounce after trading in a range of $26.32 to $26.67. Silver closed out the week and the month at $30.59. That was up 41 cents on Friday. Platinum closed up $13 at $9.44 and palladium closed at $9.62. Overnight, we saw gold go down again, testing those lower end of the ranges, the 26.20 support on the low and the high 26.50 so far. Right now, gold at 26.45, and that's down $4.10. Silver $30.50 the ounce. That's down 9 cents. Platinum $9.41, down $3, and palladium is up $10 at $9.72. So the markets are pretty much still and trading in these same ranges we've seen.
Yeah, it's only December 2nd, but it is Christmas shopping season, holiday season, and you've got a lot of great stuff over there for Christmas. Parents and grandparents come in quite often. Can you tell people what's available when it comes to gifts that involve the coins?
We have lots of nice, affordable coins in gold, silver, platinum that make wonderful gifts and treasures that children and grandchildren will save for many years to come and have great value for them.
Oh, yeah.
You can give something that has meaning and also help them to learn what it means to have real money in their possession.
Yeah, that's right. And if there's anything in particular you're interested in, you can call William Youngerman's and they can help you. Even if you want something that's a specific birth year, they can help you with that too. Give them a call. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010, or stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both his address and phone number online at williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. The first post-giving show. Callers on hold, stand by. Speaking of Christmas gifts, I'll tell you what another great gift is. An Angel water filtration system is a great Christmas gift. It really is. It can be a gift to your whole family at your house or your spouse, but it can also be a gift for mom or dad or an adult child that lives outside the house. Let me tell you, you give them a gift of an Angel water filtration system, it's a gift that they'll have forever and ever, and they will love it. You've heard me talk about it. I've had this water system in my home for a couple of months. It will change your life. When you hear Rocky in one of our recorded commercials, have you heard that, Rocky and his commercial? That's who comes out to your house and tests your water so you can find out what you and your family are drinking, cooking with, and bathing with. And you hear Rocky say it. Your skin, when you take a shower, will feel like it's been moisturized. Your hair will feel as if it's been conditioned. Water filtration system takes out toxins that other filtration systems do not, and they have a great offer. They're going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. I have both of those. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you the number. Give him a call. Rocky, he's a good MAGA guy. We'll come out to your house, test your water, okay? 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585. All right, back to our phones we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mascombe, Brian.
Hey, JJ, what's up?
Well, I don't really, as far as the, Trump's nominees, I believe most of them are going to get in. It's quite frankly, it's irrelevant because the economy, the economy is going to fly. And, the Democrats, in my opinion, they're so far done and they don't realize it yet, but they will, because the example that's going to be set over the course of the next 4 years when Trump gets in is just going to be impossible not to see. Okay, the economy's going to fly, and there's just, you either believe the lies of the old or you believe your own eyes. And the media, they don't control the media.
This thing about, you're right, the media don't have any juice anymore. This thing about Pete Hegseth with the mom in the email, I got a few questions about that email. First off, how did the New York Times get a copy of a private email between Pete Hegseth and his mother? Now it could be maybe it's the ex-wife, or maybe they did something illegal. But I find that very interesting, how they got a private email between Pete Hegseth and his mother from how many years ago? My goodness. I couldn't find an email from 14 days ago. I was looking for something over there. And the other thing is this that I find a little strange. My mother and I have never exchanged emails. And my mom's probably about the same age as his. I don't know. Do you guys email mom and dad? I have never emailed my mother, and she's never emailed me. We talk on the phone, an occasional text, but not even that much.
Dad, and you know what? Thinking about that, that's old. Who does that? You talk to your mom.
Yeah, the only time, and text are usually like a link. Hey, mom, check this out. Maybe you want to visit here, or maybe you want to buy this for the house. Let me send you the link. And but the big question is, how did the New York Times get a private email between Pete Hegseth and his mother from years ago? That's what I'm more interested in. Is this the FBI at work again?
Pat, this is just it. These are the things that they're not going to be able to get away with. And thinking about Joe Biden's pardons, Brian, you were talking about the pardons. Imagine if he, first of all, I think that Hunter was so cracked out of his head a few times, he doesn't remember all the crimes he committed. And if Joe Biden had to pardon him one by one, it could be 300 to 500 pages. He'd probably saved us $1 million in paperwork. But a blanket pardon to me is the only thing that he could do, because of that. I remember talking about this or listening to some lawyers maybe 6 months ago talking about blanket pardons and no. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. These guys have 20 shell companies. They've done, between the family, forget the rest of the family could be in trouble, but Hunter, and he'll have to testify. I believe you talked about the Fifth Amendment, and I think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that up to Mark Levin. He can, he's the lawyer. But and the other thing about this pardon, Joe doesn't have a political future or anything ahead of him. Other presidents, when they leave, like Obama or Clinton, they got they're young. So most of these presidents, they're like, okay, I'll get some fake jobs and I'll make a lot of money. And they become very wealthy with these fake jobs and foundations and stuff. Joe is as old as the hills. He's got what he's got. He's in a nursing home,
Be associated with him, quite frankly. He's sort of the throwaway. So was Harris. They're both throw.
And Hunter's going to screw up again. He's been screwing up his whole life, and now his dad's going to be out of power for the first time. He won't be there to bail him out.
Himself, it'll happen. The stress will get to him, and he'll probably. There's so many people. The thing is, they pardon him for all the crimes, But all the people that were involved in those crimes, I mean,
Well, now obviously everyone's going to point out today. I'm sure everyone's going to say this. 2014, that's when he started working for Burisma. So the pardon's really for Joe to cover up all his crimes.
there. I mean, Kerry's was there. I mean, Pelosi's kid. The whole family, the group of Washington's.
John Kerry's son was with Hunter when he made that deal in China. He flew there with Biden. Yeah, and they didn't get pardons. Only Hunter got a pardon.
Is Hunter going to turn on them? I mean, but what's the statute of limitations? It's 5 years.
Well, my guess is before 2014, the statute of limitations is up on anything he did, unless this is when he... But this pardon, I have never heard in my life of a president giving a generic pardon for everything you've done, even if it's unknown, over 10 years.
Pardons back, 6 months ago. I mean, all the discussion that was taking place about the pardons, and I'm thinking, well, this is not like he committed one crime type of thing. The kid has committed literally hundreds. I mean, he has.
If he was going, and some of these are sex trafficking with the flying the hookers around, and that's yeah.
Imagine if he did pardon one by one. That's like giving a breadcrumb trail to tell to where the other criminals are. So he couldn't do it. He had.
That's true. And when you're that much of an addict, he a lot of his crimes he may not even remember. Yeah. But if they found in his backyard a graveyard with 50 dead hookers that he flew in and killed, he's pardoned. No, you could not prosecute him. He's been pardoned. That's a federal crime.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Brian, I do think that
crazy
Mar-a-Lago idea, I love it, but I really think that I don't think Trump wants to miss out on the daddy's home, that in-your-face moment, the conquering hero sort of planting the flag on the moon type of moment when he is sort of the conquering hero entering, D.C. in front of.
Oh, I know, daddy's home. Yeah.
He's gonna want that moment. It's going to be historical. Now, I don't know how many people are going to show up. Whatever happens, but it's all different now because when the people commit the crimes that they might commit while Trump is there, it's the Trump's DOJ. When you mess a statue up, you go for 5 years. If you destroy federal property like Nancy Pelosi did, and by the way, it's within the 5 years for Nancy Pelosi.
Now you're talking about the State of the Union? Yeah.
5 years, it's destruction of federal property. Under 1,000 or over 1,000 is one of the. When Nancy Pelosi ripped up the State of the Union, okay? First off, Trump mentioned COVID in that before it was a thing. He mentioned COVID in that speech. But if you go back and watch it, while he was talking, she was separating the papers into stacks. And because she had rehearsed this and she knew how many papers she could rip with her bare hands. I think she did a little bit of a pre-rip, didn't she?
Yeah. So, there was, how many times did she rehearse this before she came out there, tearing up papers and throwing them in the air like a lunatic?
Between martinis, maybe a couple times.
Oh, my goodness. I agree with you that the inauguration in front of the Capitol and walking back into the White this is one thing I would really like him to do. And I know they won't, they're not taking advice from me, but I would really like to see a live video stream of him returning to the White House as the president for the first time. So we could all experience that together after all this crap they put us through.
Hear that. I just got a little bit of a chill thinking about that. This is not one of those CNN whatever moments, but the idea, I get
like when they have a camera behind him and he walks out on stage live, doing that, and have Lee Greenwood in the office singing. I don't know, but all right, we're out of time. It is. All right. Yes, the conquering hero returns. Okay, we're out of time for today. But we'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. And I didn't even scratch the surface with half the things that Trump did over the weekend. It was the busiest Thanksgiving news period ever. See you tomorrow, 6 a.m. All right, guys, thanks for watching. All right, take care. I'll see you later.